Yeah, and we'll talk a bit more about that later. One of the best things I've seen you do is the mock-up of how the gravity works on a neutron star. So I'm assuming, have you seen that one, Katz?
I have, yeah.
It's brilliant. Yeah,
brilliant.
I'm assuming that you used some sort of magnet for that. How did you do that?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I used a magnet. That one's so funny because first of all, I have to give credit to the book What If. All I did was I read that book. I loved it. I don't know if you guys know that book by Randall Munroe.
I know of it, but I haven't read it. Yeah.
What If? You need to read it. It's awesome. He's an awesome explainer of things. But he has a part in that talks about like what would it be like to get close to, let's say, a drop of a neutron star, like mainly focusing on how it would affect gravity near you.
Yeah.
Like obviously you can't just have a bare chunk of neutrons that would work. And so I was like, well, that's cool to read about it, but I want to like show what it would be like, even though I'm not like a graphics artist or anything. I was like, I'm just going to like act it out what it would be like.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, I tried to use language throughout it, like I'm using my magic table and I'm going to magically increase the density. But apparently that didn't tip people off that I'm doing a demonstration and I don't really have a drop of a neutron star. Because people are like, I still get messages today like, where can I buy a drop of neutron star? And I'm like, come on. Like, watch some more of my videos. Maybe.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, but that one was fun to do, to just kind of show what it would be like. So I did use to increase the density on the scale. I have a giant neodymium magnet, and so it was well below it, but it could still pull down and push the weight down and everything.
Yeah. So how hard was it genuinely to lift those things off the table? Were you making it out to be a bit harder than it was, or were you genuinely?
Oh no! Like when I have my magnet that I have, my big one, it's a 1,000-pound pull force. So meaning when it's fully saturated with iron on top of it, it's 1,000 pounds to pry it off of there. And so even if you have a small chunk, especially of another neodymium magnet on top of it, it's like pushing into your hand like solid. And so it weighs, it's hard to weigh it because it messes with the scale. That's why I use an analog scale in there. But yeah, it was heavy. There was a bit of acting, but also, especially when I made it go through the table, people were like, okay, that's when it threw me off that this wasn't real, when I saw it shoot down through the earth.
Well, I thought it was brilliant. What about you, Katz? Have you got a favorite video of his?
Yeah, I think favorite video, I've got to go back to the vacuum chamber ones, and the fly, can a fly in a vacuum chamber?
Nice.
And I don't know why that stuck in my head. And that was one that I showed to the kids at school when we were teaching science. And again, that was a momentum lesson. And I'm not quite sure how I managed to weave that into momentum, but it was great. It was absolutely great. The kids were stunned, for like days afterwards. They'd be coming to me and like, do you think he killed the fly? Like, I was like, no, I think the fly was all right at the end.
Yeah, that one that's a scary one to do on the internet nowadays, to do anything that slightly harms anything, especially flies. Like, so that one got me a lot of hate mail. I let the flies go, and they didn't die, and I let them all go. There was like 5 of them, and I fed them in a cup for like weeks before. I'm like, these are the best treated flies in the world, and I'm getting death threats. Like, I'm harming flies. Like,
that's some first-class preparation, actually. And
I know.
I can't believe you got
that one
emails.
was awesome to see the flies hopping around in there. What's interesting about it is, it's interesting how they expected to fly. They push off, and so you see them jump up in the air, but they can't fly, and then they just fall back down. So I don't know if it was their wings hitting the ground or they actually push off with their legs first, but you'll notice they like hop up. They look like ticks or something hopping.
Yeah.
So that one was cool.